So hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is going to be the review tutorial in React JavaScript. So in our previous video, we have seen what is React JavaScript and why we use React JavaScript, and we have successfully installed React JavaScript on our local system. And as I told you, the prerequisite of this series is that you should have a basic understanding of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So in this video, we are going to see the folder structure which React uses. You can see here we have different folders, like one is the node modules, one is the public, one is the source, and package log.json and package.json. So if you are new to my channel, make sure that you like and subscribe my channel so that you don't miss the awesome videos. So the very first folder we have is the node modules. This folder contains all the project dependencies which are installed via npm, or you can say node package manager. You don't need to manually manage this folder. npm will take care of installing and updating the packages. After that, we have the public folder. This folder contains static assets that are publicly accessible. The contents of this folder are copied as is to build the output during the build process. And inside public we have the fab icon. It is basically, you can say, a type of logo which you see on the left side of your title of the web page. After that we have the index.html. This is basically the main HTML file for your application, and it serves as the entry point for your React application. So you can see here we have the div id is equals to root. It serves as a root or container element where the entire React application will render. This element is typically referred to as a root div, or you can say a root container. When we create a React application, we usually have a single HTML file which is the index.html inside a public folder. It serves as an entry point for your application, and this HTML file includes the basic structure of the document, and it contains a div element. As you can see here, we have the div id is equals to root with a specific id which is a root. After HTML file we have this logo in the PNG format. After that, you will see we have the manifest.json file. It is used to provide metadata about the application to browser and other tools. It includes information such as the app's name, description, icons. You can see here we have the sizes, we have the types, we have the theme color, background color, start URL and display. Browsers may use this file to display information about the web app, and it is particularly important for progressive web app, as it helps define how the apps behave when installed on a user device. And additionally, this file can be utilized for configuring features like offline support and specifying the start URL of your app. After that, we have the robots.txt. This is basically a standard used by websites to communicate with web crawlers, or you can say robots like search engine or spiders. After that, we have the source directory. This is where you will spend most of your time writing code for your React application, and this folder contains the source code of your application. You can see here we have this index.js. This is the main JavaScript file that serves as the entry point for your React application. It typically renders a root component. As you can see, react dom.create root, document.get element by id root. So as I told you, it typically renders a root component into the root div in the index.html file. So in this index.html file, you have seen we have this div id is equals to root. This basically get rendered in the index.js file. After that, we have the app.js file. This is basically the main component of your application. It is usually the root component which is rendered by index.js. You can see here in the index.js, we have in line number 10, we have the app. This is only the app which is rendered here. After that, we have the app.css. This is basically the default style sheet for your app.js component. You can see here we have the basic CSS. We have the CSS for the app logo, and some media queries we have. After that, we have the index.css. This is basically a global style that applied to your entire application. And after that, we have this app.test.js. This file is used for writing tests for the main application component, which is app.js by default. It is a convention to include test files alongside the source code files with the .test.js extension. These test files typically used for testing libraries like Jest and testing utilities like React testing library to ensure that components behave as expected. After that, we have this logo.svg, which is a SVG file. SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. After that, we have report webvitals.js. It is a part of setup provided by the Create React app, or you can say CRA, to measure and report web performance matrices. And it also used to track the performance of your React application and send this data to various analytics services or logging system. This files helps you monitor the real world performance of your application in terms of user experience, which is mandatory. After that, we have the setup test.js file. This file is used for configuring and setting up the testing environment. This file allows you to customize the configuration of your testing setup, including importing any necessary testing libraries like Jest, setting up mocks, or configuring global behavior for your test cases. After that, we have this git ignore. This file specifies which files and directory should be ignored by Git, the version control system. Like you can see here, when you push this repository to GitHub, node modules and PNP and PNP.js will be ignored. So these are the dependencies. And same for the production also, same for the MISC also. After that, we have this package log.json. This file is used by npm, you can say node package manager, to produce deterministic builds. It helps ensure that dependency installed for a project are consistent across your different environments and development machines. This file was introduced to address some of the issues which are related to dependency versioning and to provide a more readable and reproducible dependency tree. After that, we have this package.json. This file contains the metadata about the project. You can see here, while installing the React application, I have told you that it is installing React, React DOM and React script, as well as a list of dependency and script for building, testing and running your application. At last, we have the readme.md. This is a markdown file that typically contains a documentation for your project. So you can see here we have a getting started with create React app, and we have the available script for the npm start, npm test, build command, eject and many more. So when you navigate to view and click on the terminal, it will open your VS Code terminal. After that, if you write npm start, it will start your React application. You can see here our application is running on localhost 3000. So it is saying edit source app.js and save to reload. So if I navigate to my source folder and inside I have the app.js file. Let's suppose if I write hello world. After saving this file, if you navigate to our web page, you will see the hello world. So this is it for today. Tomorrow we will learn about the components, that what is component and why we use the components in React application, and what is the role played by the component. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any doubt regarding this, so let me know in the comment section. Until then, thank you for watching.